going back and reviewing, watching the game from Saturday, let's start offensively. I thought Taylor played really well. You know, we had no turnovers. He took care of the ball, made a really good decision down there right before half. You know, we had no timeouts. There was a potential he could run it in there, but we had no timeouts. If he didn't make it, linebacker was coming on him, coming to tackle him a little bit. He made a good decision to throw that one. I thought our offensive line, you know, the 2 sacks were not on the offensive line. We had a mental error in the backfield on the first one. The second one we protected well. It was more of a coverage sack there. And it was really, really nice to end with 2 scores in a 4-minute span right before half, and then come out and have 2 3-and-outs defensively and score both times there. So I was pleased there offensively with all the different guys catching the ball, and then defensively we have to have more production out of our linebackers. We need to play better there. We need to play better on the D-line. We didn't have the production that we need there after the first drive. I thought our secondary settled in, and you know, we had 6 missed assignments there early in the first drive, and then we cut a tight end loose in the second drive, and that was from the linebacker position as well. So we've got to get those things cleaned up, which they did during the game, but I thought our special teams played extremely well. No penalties in that group, which is hard to do any game, let alone the first game. So we did some things good with limiting penalties, and certainly threw and caught the ball and protected well. We've got a lot of work to do, which is good to win and have a lot of work to do as well. You know, a lot of times you'll improve. From week 1 to 2, it's good that we can improve on a win. Playing Arkansas State, very talented, a lot of speed, very talented quarterback, guy that, you know, he maybe could have been sacked Saturday 4, 5 times, never got sacked and got out of it. And it wasn't just one guy he made miss, it was several, and then he'd make a play off of that. So Rayner, he's a really good quarterback. They've got speed. They like to get the ball on the edge, whether it be throwing, running. They have a little option package in there as well, and have a lot of speed with Rucker, and he's a really good player. And I like their wideouts. I like their tight ends, both of them. So they're explosive, got a good running back. They're explosive on offense. Obviously, they've won several games over their last 8 or 9 games. I think they've won 6 or 7, 6 of them or something like that. Defensively, multiple, play very hard. Their interior guys do a really good job of pushing the pocket. We've got to be aware of that. They have some nice schematics that they threw in. Once Southeast had made some a run on them, went down and scored on them. They had fast and quick adjustments defensively that shut them down. And and their field goal kicker hardly ever misses, and they've got a good punt return and a good kickoff returner. So got a really good team. Coach has done a really good job over there, taking over there and steadily just winning more and more games. So we have high respect for their coach and their team, and looking forward to going to Little Rock.
I'm guessing on that sack you were talking about, was that Mike supposed to pick up that
Mike
and then go out?
Mike had the linebacker. Yeah.
What do you think about the work you did with at right guard, right tackle? Marion worked at left guard just a little bit when Fernando went out also. What did you think about the mix-ups that y'all had over there?
I liked it, except, you know, we had a couple of MAs out there on pass protection when we made that move, and that can't happen. Other than that, I think we started who we should have started. but we also needed to get those reps in there. But we can't have mental errors. It'll kill us, and that's what happened when we made that change a couple of times, and it was both in pass protection with the blitz coming off the edge.
Since Arkansas State has Bush Jones back and everything, I assume you guys put a little bit of work in the maybe the spring or in fall camp, looking at them. How much, I guess, has maybe changed from what you saw with game one versus what y'all put in, and how much work did you put in?
We've in different segments of practice, we've worked on them for about 5 days in different segments. Not the complete entire practice, but we certainly know it's a big game, and we want to be ready for it, and felt like we needed to do that. Similarities are very strong. They have changed a little bit or added a little bit, but from what we thought we would see from film study, obviously they've got some new people coaching. There's a lot of similarities in what we thought we were going to see.
I know it was limited snaps, but the freshman defensive tackles, did you see anything from them that you liked?
Both of them, yeah. Kevin Otis and Vaughn. I like both of them. It was limited action, but hell, Vaughn had 2 tackles, and KO had one, and so I think we've got to continue to develop those guys. I know your question was about the 2 young guys, but I thought Caleb Wooden played a really good game. I think he's earned more snaps, and I thought Smalls did the same. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's not somebody had to play. Nobody has to play bad for someone to play good. You know what I mean? And but yeah, I think we've got to continue to work Otis and Vaughn more and more, especially with Okie being out here, to see if we can't get them in the rotation when the game matters.
Kerr obviously did some, the strip sack, the recovery, things that really stood out. I'm curious. You mentioned Caleb. What was he able to do that maybe caught your eye?
He's a veteran. He's played some ball, and he plays extremely hard. And he seems to be, in other words, it's like anything, consistency, playing hard, effort will make you trust somebody. And he did that before this game, but he's in the right spots. He plays extremely hard, and he'll hit you. He can tackle in the open field. And those are things that we saw Saturday.
Entering this week, you kind of joked about it on Saturday. It's not really a rivalry. You haven't played each other, but an in-state foe. Both programs have so much history. I mean, is it a weird week, kind of, as you enter this, just with the emotions involved?
Well, I think certainly we're the ones with the pressure on us. I wouldn't think that they would have it. That's the reason. I'm assuming it's the first time we've ever played, because most of the time it would be our decision whether to play that game or not, So certainly we have high respect for their program. I don't think there's a ton of Arkansas kids, to be totally honest, on their team nor on ours, So I think the rivalry goes from it's the first game and it's the fans, and it is. But we certainly understand the importance of the game. And it's closer to Jonesboro to Little Rock is than we are. And so I hope that it's packed and that it's exciting and it's the state playing each other. I think we've only played another in-state rivalry or another in-state team maybe 3 times. It hadn't, maybe 1934 I think we played, but and 43 maybe. But I think those have all been since I've been the head coach. But certainly Arkansas State's a different story, and certainly a lot better football team than, with all due respect, than the other guys we played in the state. So I I'm excited about it. I'm excited to get this game as it being the first time we've ever played, and I'm glad I'm going to be part of the history of that.
So another Little Rock question. What would you see as maybe any advantages of playing there, and then maybe the challenges of having to go to Little Rock and play a game? And then part two, there's no other game scheduled in Little Rock. Do you see a scenario where it comes back up again?
I don't know that there's any advantage for us, in all honesty, to go to Little Rock and play Arkansas State. It's closer for them. It's like when we used to go over there and play Mississippi State. It's closer for them. I just don't know that there's going to be 20, 30,000 people less, but from what I understand, it hadn't been packed since I've been a head coach, and hopefully this one is, and it's as loud as Peyton Manning says it is over there. We sure would like that to be the case, but future-wise, I don't really have a lot of say-so in that. The game's been over there. History, I still think history of the power of the Hogs in our state is a bunch of it is because we would take the team over to Little Rock, and there were certainly different times then. Less hotels, less television. Where the Hogs could go over there and people could drive up and see the Hogs play and turn around and go home. Obviously, it didn't work out so much, driving from Northwest Arkansas over there, but they could still do it. Obviously, the stadium was much better than the one we had here in those days. So there's a lot of things have changed. Television has changed. Guys, it's changed everything in college football. So I don't know what the advantage of it is going over there, except for the passion of the state for the Hogs. And going over there, I think, certainly continues that in the state of Arkansas.
And I'm sure you've got some kind of relationship with Butch Jones. What do you make of him as a coach and as a fellow coach in the state?
Well, I think he's done a really good job. Really good job. They've got a good team now. I mean, they've got a lot of speed, and they play extremely hard, and they're well coached. I mean, that's not coach speak. That's the truth. You turn the film on, they've got a nice football team, and that ultimately goes, through the head coach and the process and all that. And he started, he just kept building, and now they've got one of the top teams in their league over there. And I've known Coach Jones for a long time. I was at Tennessee, for about 2 days, when he got the head coaching job, one waiting to talking to him and one when I did talk to him, and then I'd be about the end of it. But good Lord works in mysterious ways. I was fortunate enough to get the O-line job at Arkansas. And but that's that. And of course, since he's been, I was here first, before he was at Alabama at the time. And then once he got the Arkansas State job, of course, we've run into each other in different venues, and always very respectful. I have a lot of respect for him.